It's Real Fit Radio with B
and J.LOU.
If this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You got to build with somebody who wants it as bad as you do. A power couple is two hustlers, not a hustler and a leech.
Get out of here. You freaking animal.
It got real graphic on that one, but I ain't going to do that.
There's nothing to elaborate on that. That was all spelled out loud and clear. You either hustling or you a leech. We either in this together or you a leech. We either walking together or you a leech.
Oh, the billionaire playbook.
We either helping each other or you a leech. Well, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Without further ado, we're going to jump into the meat and potatoes of this podcast. Selfishness versus selfishness. And it sounds so close. It's kind of hard to differentiate between the two, but you know what the difference is when somebody's being selfish and selfless. I was thinking about how do you keep a balance, because there are times where you really need to be selfish and there are times you need to be selfless. I don't know when to implement being selfish. I'm working on it. But I started thinking about it and preparing for the new year. Even though once I learn something, I try to implement it immediately. That's something I want to work on because I think it'll save me a lot of time and wasted effort of dealing with people, giving of my energy, my time, my thoughts, expertise, whatever, because I'm trying to assist in some capacity. It's selfless and it's not about, you know, what they've done or what they're going to do with the information. It's like, I'm just going to be selfless here. Now, you might want to be selfish with your time and your thoughts, your wisdom, whatever it is. You don't want to do it there. So I'm trying to figure out when to do it and when not to. So I started to kind of sit and think about the difference between the two. Hearing the words, they sound the same, but when I thought about it, I'm like, selfish is when I'm concerned about myself. Selfless is when I'm more concerned about the welfare interest of someone else. But what are your thoughts on that? And how do you keep the balance between the two, Lou? Do you have a hard time knowing when to be selfish and when to be selfless? Or is it just like, it's whatever? You get what you get.
Oh, no, I think it originally it was a difficult thing for me before because, you know, when you're just a given person, you're like, oh, yeah, man, you know, I eat, you eat. Or if I come up with a new idea that's going to help you out, I don't care as long as somebody get it. And then you start to realize it's not being reciprocated. I think that's the drawing of the line. And that's what helps me in my quest to figure out the balance of selfish and selfless. Because what happens with people who like to give, they don't realize the disparity between what they're doing and what the people that are receiving what you're doing for them is getting. And that can be a difficult thing because it's like, how do you stop being what you naturally are, which is a giver? And B, I know you are an extreme giver, almost to the extent where you look up and you be like, dang, I didn't do nothing for myself today. And then what happens is when you do that as an individual, you start to get really frustrated and angry, and you don't even know where that anger is coming from if you're not really dialed in. And when you would just look up one day and you 10 years in somewhere and you didn't do nothing for yourself. And now you mad at the world. So there's no clean cut of what you can do to balance that. I think it varies with each situation. For me, what I found is successful is I tend to look at, and it's not that I'm doing something based off condition. I just look at how it's reciprocated in a sense. So if I'm doing things for other people in a plethora of ways, and like I never seem to get any reciprocation back, once you pay attention to it, you start to look at like, okay, I ain't asking for nothing back, but damn, it seems like I'm giving more than I'm receiving back. And as a result, I can't give to myself. Mm-hmm. And now I'm tired. And then as a result of me being tired, the selfless person that I am, people start to get cheated that need what I can give to them because I don't have the energy to give to them because I gave so much to a person that's not deserving.
You depleted.
Or to a situation that's not deserving or a job that's not deserving. You know, it's different things. So Once you figure out your barometer as a person, like, okay, I'm going to give this. And I hate to say it because you're not necessarily looking for something back. It's just more or less like a give and take type thing. I know you always say the phrase of friends are to be used, not misused, get off. A lot of people just take. And if you're not careful, and especially if you love the people that you're doing it for, or you have a strong relationship with people that you're doing it for, or maybe it's an obligation at a job or something like that. And it's like, oh, well, I got to do this for my job. If you're not careful, you won't realize it until later down the line that you either been taken advantage of or you depleted yourself of giving yourself what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you got to be mindful of what you're giving and what you're getting back, because you do need something back. Like, that's not cool to be just the giver all the time and you're not receiving anything back. Not that you're looking for it. That's not the premise here. It's just, I think it's fair that you should get something back in return for your effort.
It's balance. I used to say so loosely, oh, this is a labor of love. And labor of love is I'm going in, I'm going to do it regardless, because this will assist the individual in being, in a better position. Or, maybe they won't have to ask someone, not just me, anybody else. So when you look at it that way, you feel like you're equipping them to be better and you're hoping that they will pay it forward. So I get what you're saying. It don't even have to come back to you.
No,
it can, as long as they're willing to even give to somebody else, to be selfless in some capacity with somebody. But you got to really pay attention to the people that you're giving to or you're being selfless with, because some people will just take. And you don't even understand why you're feeling depleted, or you starting to feel some type of way. Like, wait a minute. Every time I look up, I'm helping you in some shape, form, or fashion. And I can't get you to do nothing for me. And I see you don't do nothing for nobody else. So at this point, you're a martyr. I'm just going to lay down. Just do whatever you need to do to me for you to get whatever you need.
Yep.
Yeah. And so the balancing act for me, I used to feel really bad about it, especially when it's family or friends, people that you're in close relationship with. You still see the stuff, because usually whoever you're helping is something they really need some help with. It's something you've identified. And even if hey, they don't know any better, or they know better, they're not doing right, but I just can't take seeing them go through that. I can't take seeing that. I'm now starting to put myself first and be selfish, because once I choose to lend the energy to assist however I'm going to give in word or deed, I still gave. So I'm with you. The next person that comes along that really might need it and can benefit from it, I don't have it to give.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it to give because I'm depleted. I've already given, and then that person's energy. You ever been selfless with somebody, and the transfer of energy when you're doing it, even though you don't even know what happened, later on, you just feel like, ooh, why do I feel so drained? You're drained. It wasn't even anything that like physically happened. When I say physically, I mean like there wasn't an argument, an issue. You really are exerting all your energy trying to assist them in some capacity. And when you're finished, you feel like I can't do anything else. I'm just exhausted.
Do you want better on top of your thing too? What about when you doing all that stuff? And I think why you feel super depleted like that too is the situation when you're helping that person and it's like you're doing everything. The effort is not even being given for what you're assisting the person for. It's like, oh, I got help. So you just end up doing everything. By the time you're done, that's why I think you feel like, damn, I'm tired as shit. And it's because you were supposed to assist and shoulder some of the load. You end up shouldering all of it.
Well, what I've done too is, and this is what I find is helping me a little bit, I've watched selfish people and they do good. They do very well. They are not depleted. They are not overworked and underpaid. They're not missing no meals. Like they gonna figure it out. And now a quick moment from our sponsor, Journey of a Legend.
You. Yeah, you. What's your passion? Purpose. Every day you try, you succeed. The time is now. Journey of a Legend. It starts with you.
If you want to learn more or purchase merchandise, go to www.journeyofAlegend.com. And they sleep better. They don't look depleted. So when I started looking at it that way, it's like I need to take a page out of their book and exercise being selfish in some areas with certain people, and even selfish sometimes with just life. When I say life or the world, I mean, you get up sometimes and it's like, this is just going to be a rest day for me. I was going to get up and you get in traffic. Now you got to give, an energy to driving with people that are bad drivers. That's giving in some form. You go inside the stores, you might have somebody that's not so kind, customer service rep that's on some bull. You're still giving, and you can be selfish. Just like, I'm not dealing with anybody today. I'm not going to drive. I'm not going to go in the stores. I'm not going to do anything. Leave the Postmates on the front porch. I don't want to see anybody. It's just a selfish day for me, because you're giving in your energy as well. When you go around certain people, you can't help but be a light. You can't help but assist in advice, or an advisory capacity, or, oh, I got it, don't worry about it, or we'll figure this out. Now you work in your brain. That's just who you are. So the balancing part is, 1, what are you willing to give? 2, are you deserving of me to give it to you? And if I am, how much am I going to give? And then I'm going to scale it back and be selfish because I have to keep something for me. I got to look out for me. In the balancing act of me still looking out for others. Does it make sense to you what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Sound like I was like in a
perfect.
whole circle, but that's what I'm working on. And even though I'm saying 2022, it's intentional starting as of right now when it came to me. And I said, oh, we should talk about that, because people that are selfish will call you selfish when you're not selfless with them. You know what I'm saying? They will look at you and be like, oh, you selfish. And it's like, wait a minute, you selfish motherfucker. You selfish too. I learned about watching your ass. Now I'm tired. You'll go through all that stuff. I've dealt with this a lot in my life because I love helping people. I love figuring stuff out. I love seeing things come to fruition. Whatever it is, like, let's figure it out. It's like a puzzle to me, and sometimes it's not even the person. It's the completion of the act. Like, oh, we could get this done. It's not even about them. It's about completing the task at hand. But that still is assisting a selfish person. Or, and you can get caught up that way too. Yeah. Let me help you out because you look toe up, and you take it upon yourself because you want to, let me better the situation. Recognize the difference, that there's a balancing act, and also be okay with being selfish sometimes. Like, intentionally plan to be selfish in some areas of your life. Make it a point, like, I'm going to be selfish with this today. Like, when you plan all the other stuff on your to-do list, make sure in there, it's like, you know what, in addition to that, I'm going to be selfish. I'm not going to see so-and-so. I'm going to be selfish. I'm not getting on the phone today. I'm going to be selfish with this, because you not only can refuel in those areas, but also it's just like, I've already given what I'm going to give there. There's no cap off sometimes. People just keep giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. And it's just like, wow, at what point are you going to be selfish? Because sometimes it's messing with you mentally as well. It's depleting you physically, but mentally, this is just not a behavior that should be happening. It's like it's okay for somebody to take and never give. That's all right. It's okay for somebody to do that to you. It's not. You're deserving of, like you said, equal exchange. It's balance, or at least to give to people that will go and put it back in the world and be selfless and assist others. Yeah.
Well, I like the medieval times and stuff like that, and we watch a lot of movies and we see it sometimes. You ever see those episodes, or not episodes, but you ever see those movies where there's the king who, oh man, he was just loved by the people because he was quote unquote selfless, and he had this prince or this princess that he was saying, see, the people love me because of this. If you do this, they'll do anything for you because you showed them that you care for them. And then they get into the kingdom after the king dies and they just do whatever the hell they want to do. So that's that part about you saying, even if you don't do it for me, at least do it for the people and pay it forward. The other thing, and this is the last point I want to make, I remember you saying a moment ago saying, make sure you leave something for yourself. You got to make sure that when you say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be selfless and I leave enough for myself, have an idea of what you want to leave for yourself to take care of what you need to take care of. Because You can say, oh yeah, well, I'll do this and then I'll leave enough for myself. You may not leave enough for yourself. So kind of have a barometer of how much, like you said, what you want to give to whatever situation or that person, and have enough for yourself. Or you can do it the flip side, which is what I kind of been practicing, is I'm going to pay myself first. And then whatever is left there, put the mask on yourself first. You know, pay yourself first.
Airplane mentality.
Yep. Pay yourself first. And then once you pay yourself, now you can give whatever you choose to give, because you already gave the allotted time to yourself to be able to be like, okay, all right, now I can transition over. What can I do for you? What can I do for it? What can I do for this task that I need to take care of? But that's it.
And I think we do that sometimes unknowingly. I know I do. When there's some people or some situations you just like, I'm not going to deal with that today, because I know they're going to take me there, and I'm not going to I'm not going to be able to finish everything else. You ever do that? Like, okay, if I go do that, I'm not going to be able to finish everything I need to finish at the house. Or if I get over there and we start talking, and it's not even a bad thing. I know they going to talk, and I'm never going to make it out of there. I know if I go over there and start helping with this, they're going to put me on another project, and then I'm never going to get done when I need to get done. So that's dope. You say, before I even leave out of here, let me get my stuff taken care of. Oh yeah,
pay yourself first.
Yeah, and also I say assess at some point what you need. Because some people going around giving, they don't even realize, damn, I didn't leave anything for myself. But they didn't know it because they don't even know what's required, what's required of them to take care of that stuff. When you know what you got to get done, that's your business. Even when you go help somebody else, they're not going to come back there and help you. There's some relationships, and you were blessed if you have them, where somebody will say, no, we're going to take care of mine, and I'm going to help you take care of yours too. But if not, no, it's going to take me about this much time and this much brain power to get this done. So before I do that, let me put this off. I'm going to help them, but not today. I'm going to do that this day. Or if I am, I'm going to dedicate the back end of the week to that, because I need all this time to get this done. And once I go over there, whether they exhaust me, whatever, I took care of my stuff, like you said, first. I like that.
Yep.
Because I'll go in there and I'll go take care of some other stuff, everybody else's stuff. And then I'm mad at myself because I didn't get stuff done. So I'm feeling frustrated. And then on top of that, it's like, when am I going to work this in? Especially when it's with deadlines and stuff. But that's going into a whole nother thing. Just know the balance between selfish and selfless, and when to be selfish and selfless. Once you kind of identify it, nobody's going to be perfect at it. I think it'll help you out in the long run with a lot of different things. You'll find, I find I'm more at peace with certain stuff. I've already committed what I was going to do here and there, and I'm working on this still. I'm a work in progress. So
yeah, I think we all are.
Every day I'm getting better. I'm not perfect, but I'm better than what I was yesterday. Well, if you want to keep this conversation going, if you have any questions, concerns, suggested topics, you can shoot us an email at realfitradio@gmail.com. Our podcast drops every Monday. You can catch a snippet of any of our latest on our Instagram at realfitradio. If you're not following us, you definitely should be. As always, we hope this inspired, impacted, or empowered someone. Until next time.